Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I am Morris Merriweather, the host of Straight Talking Room 503, and also the author of Enough is Enough. Public education has spiraled out of control. I'm so glad that you was able to attend class. So now that we have called the roll, let's get busy and let's get into public education. As I normally do, I talk about what's going on in my hometown, and you have heard me say it so many times before. The same thing that's going on in my hometown is going on in your hometown. When people are asleep at the wheel, they're asleep at the wheel. It doesn't make any difference whether it's New York City, Shelby County, Madison County, Davidson County. It doesn't make any difference. They just sleep. And ladies and gentlemen, too many of us have been asleep. And then as I come to you each week, trying my best to wake up, let me tell you what's going on, to make sure that our children get the quality education they needed. Then you just doze off and go right back to sleep. Because I know that you go back to sleep because you're not at the board meeting. You're not in at the meetings. You're not calling the superintendent's hand. You're not attending any of the meeting. You're not even, I found out too, I would ask people in the community, and let me show you how smart people think that they are. See, ladies and gentlemen, for a long time, I believe that people that lived in certain neighborhood, because they had that big pretty house, they had that picket fence, that BMW, those expensive cars parked in the driveway, and the two little kids playing out in the front yard with the little poodle. And then they had the best jobs. I thought, wow, they must be smart. But ladies and gentlemen, during my experience of going and talking to people and seeing what's going on and opening my eyes to the truth, I found out some of the dumbest people are the people that have what we consider to be all of the things that we want, because they have enough sense to know how to gather things in for them family and for their family. But they have no idea what to do to make sure that things are going well for everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, Judgment Day will get them. Judgment Day will get them. I love them because my Father is going to deal with them. He said, what you do for the least of thee, you have done it unto me. I'm going to continue to work for the least until God get down to my name on the road and call my name. Because I know that there's a crown and glory waiting on me. But if I sit quietly and see what's going on and don't say anything, then I too must pay the price in the end at Judgment Day. And I don't want to be in that. Let's talk about my hometown of Madison County. Ladies and gentlemen, when our superintendent came, Ms. Verna Ruffin, that's her name. When she came to the system, I was present. I was one of the people reminding her of what lies ahead and what we needed to do and what we should do. And ladies and gentlemen, no one said anything at that time but me. I hit the floor and I was talking and raising issues then. So this is me, and this is not something that I just started. I just started a class of Straight Talk, but I've been out there fighting for public education all of my life, ladies and gentlemen, and I can prove that. But we had 14,000 students in our system when this new superintendent came. 1,000 kids, over 1,000 kids, have left the system. No religious leaders have discussed it, black or white. No sororities or fraternities has said it, black or white. No people have raised the issue at all. I raised it then, and I'm still raising it now. And I'm with Donald Trump. What the hell we got to lose? Raising questions, raising issues. But ladies and gentlemen, those 1,000 students, I know where they went. They went to private school. They went to surrounding counties, and that money followed them. How much money followed them, Mr. Merriweather? $9,693. Every time one child got up, $9,693 left the door and went with them. That is why we have no funding sources that are replenishing those people. Those students carried resources. Not only resources, they carry teachers with them, because some of the teachers said, the hell with the system. I'm going where it's much better for me. I don't have problem with discipline. Certain students, they cause too much problem. I don't know how to deal with them. I'm going on. And they got up and left. No one has asked those questions. In record numbers, teachers left the system. There was no exit interview. You've been paid in the upper of $50,000, $60,000. And in record number, they just left. No one asked the question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you own a business and many of the employees just got up and retired, got up and left, resigned, Wouldn't you have enough sense saying what the hell is going on? Well, in public education, the big good old boys, they knew what was going on. But the so-called smart people, they to this day have not asked. We need to find out what's going on. We have trained these people and paid our tax dollars to train them, and then we train them for private school. No one's asking those questions. They're not asking the tough question. They too busy saying, what the hell that Meriwether guy talking about? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad day. Now, 65% of the population in the school system now are of people of color, 65%. But yet, 90% of the employees are people that are not people of color. Don't you find that to be strange? Maybe you don't give a damn. Okay. 47.7% are economically disadvantaged. What does that mean? Students with disability. Students who are eligible for special education services. Of those 47%, 14.4% are eligible for special ed services. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Baxter and I went around to the system, majority of these kids who are receiving special ed services because of their disability are being taught by people of non-color. You don't see nothing wrong with that either, do you? Well, let's try to go a little bit further. We have hundreds of teachers. Of those hundreds of teachers employed in a predominantly black school system, 85% of them are people that are not looking like me and some of you. Do you still not get it? Ladies and gentlemen, when private school was set up, first they was not accepting African American students. And some of them woke up and said, well, wait a minute. We need to build beautiful campuses and departments of art and soccer fields and what have you. Let's tap into those African American dollars because we can have some of that $9,963. Well, what do? Well, we will accept some African American students into our private school setting, changing the predominant white society here. Wait a minute, what are we going to do? Oh, no. We're going to let certain African American students, not Bubba, not Tawana, not Pookie, but certain students. And then if we have problem with some of them, we will kick them out. But we will hang on to them until the accountability system, which is the first quarter, is in. Then if we send them out and suspend them, we still get to keep the money. We was sleep at the wheel while that was going on. But that is what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I can't understand. Why would you think that President-elect Donald J. Trump support public education? He'd care less about public education. Let me show you how this man that you say is so smart, that you voted for. He refused to have daily briefing. Daily briefing tells him what's going on in the world so that he would be up to snuff and able to govern. He says he don't need it. Why? I don't need daily briefing. I am smart. I do not need daily briefing. I don't need to be told the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, could possibly be the same thing. What happened last week is not happening this week. That's called the past, the present, and what's going on in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, but this is the man that a majority of the people voted for. Thank God that they was not people of color who voted for this man. We had enough sense. Now, we're supposed to be so dumb, but we had more sense than to vote for a man that had no experience and who did not support public education, who was going for hatred, for groping women and talking disrespectful, talking about fat people, talking about disability people. We had more sense than that. But some in my community in your community. Smart people that you see every day, that you hollering, hey, Mr. So-and-so, hi, Miss So-and-so, you doing all right? Ladies and gentlemen, they have done some dumb thing putting this man in, and they will live to see. I wish the hell I never knew a Donald J. Trump. Stay tuned. You haven't seen the worst of it yet. But ladies and gentlemen, he appointed a lady by the name of Betty DeVos. I probably mispronounce her name. Her last name is spelled D-E, then capital V-O-S. She has no experience in education. And yet I have to have a PhD in 4 or 5 different areas if I want to qualify for a job like that. But ladies and gentlemen, that's a way of ousting certain people. But this man is putting people in office that has no experience in that area. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the cabinet that he has picked. This lady is for the voucher system, which takes away from public education. She is also for charter schools. Charter schools have no accountability system, and she knows it. More than 80% of the Michigan charter schools are operated by for-profit company. What does that mean, Ms. Merrill? They're operating for money. Kids are attending 80% of Michigan charter schools. I told you the same thing is going on in your hometown. 80% is for profit. Pookie and Bubba is coming to school and putting money in the pockets of the rich. And they are not trying to help the have-not. Ladies and gentlemen, she will be the first education secretary who never attended public schools. This lady don't know what it is to go to public school. And this is who Donald J. Trump got to be Secretary of Education. As I said, no education experience. Funds effort to give a bill to hold charter schools accountable. She says she's against holding charter schools accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, that's crazy. What more do I need to say, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, stay with me. I'm going to come right back and we're going to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, the last session we want to talk about this topic, pregnant with potential. Ladies and gentlemen, all students are pregnant with potential. They have potential of being anything that they want to be. My question is that not only are the students of private schools and charter schools pregnant with potential, but we have students in public education as well, pregnant with potentials. We don't know if they're going to be doctors, lawyers, congressmen, teachers, whatever. But we treat certain students different because of their economic background. And that's wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I was moved very much when I observed this little girl. She was 7 years old and she was on a video on Facebook. And this is what she said, and I quote, "You adults always telling us that we are the next generation and we need to do well." Well, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to say, listen to this. She is continuing to saying, we watch you adults and you are not doing anything. Oh, I felt that in my heart. You adults are always telling us that we the next generation, we need to do something. But yet we look at you all and you all are not doing anything. Haven't I been telling you week after week? These kids are smarter than you think they are. They are watching us. We're telling them one thing and allowing a whole lot to going on. We don't really care about what's going on with them. But ladies and gentlemen, she ends by saying, if you want us to do good, you have to set good examples. So profound for a 7-year-old. 7-year-old. You must set better examples. Ladies and gentlemen, we must set better examples for our young people. It is just a sad day. Now, listen to this. We're talking about technological, there's the word, unemployment. Robots, through automation, will take over 47% of the job by 2020. Will this affect us? If our children are not taught technology, then they're going to be left behind, because what are they going to be doing? The powers that be saying we're going to be shooting them on the street and putting them in prison. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on and have a good life. That is what the good old boys are saying. Now, the topic of this is, it's far too hard to fire bad teachers. In 17 of the 25 districts, state law allows teachers to gain tenure and keep it despite poor review. In 12 of the districts, it takes at least 2 years to dismiss a teacher. Listen to this, 2 years to dismiss a teacher for poor performance. In San Francisco and Los Angeles, it takes at least 5 years. Didn't I tell you the same thing is going on in your hometown? Ladies and gentlemen, in 11 districts, teachers must be observed as many as 6 times before they can be let go. 6 times before they can be let go. In New York City, didn't I tell you what's going on all across the country? A minimum of 8 times they must be observed before they can be let go. What's more, many districts has contracts that allow teachers to appeal a dismissal on any grounds, only in public education. And in 21 districts, teachers can appeal a dismissal more than once. It is too hard to fire bad teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on, but the clock on the wall says it's about time to go. So I'll be right back and we're going to wrap this up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the holiday time, and I want to take this opportunity to say happy holidays to you and to your families. I hope that you'll continue to join me. We have a few more sessions before this year is out, but I hope that you'll continue to join me as we close out this year. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump loves his family and his children. He has brought them to the White House, and they will be working. All kind of conflict of interest, and no one's saying a darn thing. So that's what he means when he made the statement, what the hell we got to lose? And he went right on and put his family in. He talked about Hillary, and he talked about their foundation. And now the mess that he's doing is worse. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to go. The clock on the wall says that I need to get out of here. I trust that you'll join me again. And ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, Morris Merriweather, Straight Talking Room 503, and the author of Enough is Enough. If you hadn't got your book, it'll make a great Christmas gift. www.morrismerriweather.com, and you can place your order. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be informed. Too much, you fill in the blank, is going on. So ladies and gentlemen, until next week, happy holidays to you and your family, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care of yourself and be careful, and know that something must be done. We must show that we care. Don't forget what the little girl said. You all say we are the next generation, yet we do not see you guys doing anything. They see what you're doing. One thing about it, they won't never say that Morris Merriweather sit quiet while public education continues to plummet. What will the epitaph say about you? Here lies someone too dumb to get up and do anything, too crazy about the good old boys kissing their butt and scratching, that they wouldn't do anything for all of the children. That would not be true. So ladies and gentlemen, again, happy holidays to you.